I didn't mean to hurt you.
It's on camera.
But that's not... I'd never intended to hurt you. You know that.
No one is going to believe you. Everyone we know is friends with me, not you. And if you ever try to leave me, they'll never let you keep the kids.
So I reached out to Lifetime. We have a great partnership, and I told them that I've wanted to be a part of this kind of film because I come from a domestic violence abuse background, and there's so many people out there that need their voices to be heard, and I wanted to be a conduit of freedom for those voices. Yeah, so I got to talk to Morgan, and first and foremost, I mean, she's so brave to be telling her story, for allowing her story to be told. And our conversation at first, I really just wanted to hear her story, hear it from her, and whatever she wanted to share with me. And what I appreciated about the call is that she wanted to do this for other women, which is exactly what I wanted, why I wanted to play her and tell the story. Though our stories are not the same, we still have the same thread of the domestic abuse, and that is the stories of other women or other people's stories might be different, but it's still the same thing that happened, and how we felt and what it made us feel, and the gaslighting and the crazy making. And so though it may be different, it still feels the same. So it was really difficult on set because most times, and I'm used to like the Lifetime Christmas, like everyone's just very happy, and so you don't really have to, in between takes, it's very light, it's very fun, even while you're filming. This movie obviously was not that. Even with Austin and I were great friends, so in between takes, we didn't have the normal fun banter in between because you're filming such serious stuff, and so you have to stay in that as well. Obviously, when we had like longer breaks, you're able to break that. But for me, it was just so important to be able to tell, to bring that truth and to bring the emotion behind it all. And given that I've experienced domestic abuse and I've experienced toxic relationships like that, there were some triggering moments on set. The attack scene, him being on top of me, not being able to breathe, was very similar to my domestic abuse story. And it was challenging. It was very triggering because the body remembers. Even though I've moved on and done the healing work myself, it still felt very triggering. But again, what I kept going back to was what my therapist told me. She's like, you're not doing this for yourself, you're doing it for everyone else that needs to see this story, and to bring a voice to those that are voiceless. Yeah. And Austin and I talked about this on my podcast, where that was the scene where we had to, he was putting the pillowcase over my head. He was already on top of me, and I already have that's how when my attacker, he was on top of me, I couldn't move. And so anytime I ever feel trapped, I go right into a panic attack. So I already knew this scene was gonna be tough for me. But Austin's on top of me, my hands are bound by these, they were fake little twist ties, so I could get my hands out, but still they're behind me. And when he put the pillowcase over my head, how he put it over my head, and again, this isn't Austin's fault at all, but it was tight to my face. So when I breathed in the pillowcase, and felt like I couldn't breathe. So I just screamed really loud, so much so that everyone knew it was time to cut. And then I just started bawling, just because that feeling of not being able to breathe, feeling trapped again, felt like my scenario when I was 19 years old. That moment was like, all right, this is, gotta call cut, this is not that. And trying to separate was the biggest piece of this movie, separating what is the reality versus what is the past. And I always said, I'm telling the story for the people that can't, and for the people that, why it's called gaslit. It starts with making you feel crazy, and you were like, wait, I didn't say that, but then you think that you're the problem. There's so many times in my situation where I thought it was my fault. And I remember having the makeup on my face and being bruised and bloody, and kind of remembering that this is someone out there that needs, to see this movie. So Austin was my very first pick for this movie because, him and I had a close relationship on One Tree Hill. He's my favorite acting partner to work with. He's just, I feel very safe with him, and I needed a safe person with me to act this with because though, again, we're telling a story and it's not reality, we wanted to bring so much life to it and the reality of it. So to know that he was there not only made this safer, but also we were able to really, get into our characters and find pieces to change and make this as close to what it was. Well, that's the greatest part about acting is being able to, though we played Alex and Julian, now we went into Morgan and Rodney, and that's the fun piece of acting, where though it was really hard stuff to act, both of us got some closure and we had some moments we were really proud of on set. I know Austin, he spoke about how he felt like he finally was able to tap into his emotional side in this movie, and he had struggled with that in the past. And for me, I was able to stand up there on the stand and get closure from my abusive past that I didn't even know that I needed. So there was a lot of moments in this movie too that gave us a little bit of freedom. For me, what I want viewers to get from this movie is that you are not crazy. Gaslighting is sneaky, and it comes up when you don't even know that it's there. And so, to pay attention to the scenes to see if that's happening in your relationship. Also, for me, to be able to see something played out and go, wait, no, that's not okay, is important, because sometimes when you're in a relationship, you think that it's okay, or you think that it's your fault, or you think that you're the crazy one, and most chances are you're not. And also, if you're unsafe or someone's, putting their hands on you, like, there is help. And that's what, again, I love about Lifetime, is they've got this new campaign, Stop Violence Against Women. And it's so important because there are people that will believe you and listen to you and hear you out and give you a voice. And I just, it's the unfortunate thing is that it's happening in so many households, and I felt like I was crazy, and I just want people to know that they're not crazy and that it happens. What I realized through this process was that I still needed closure, even after 20 plus years. That courtroom scene gave me closure from my abuser, that I was able to, I guess, you can find freedom and closure in things even years after the doors are closed. So however that is for you to find, that you can still find that closure. I was lucky. I was able to get away from my abusive relationship. Now he tried to kill me, but yet I was able to get out. Not many people can get out or feel safe enough to get out, and it takes a lot of strength to get out. But I think the thing that I think, I want people to know that people will believe you and they will listen to you, and there is help out there. It was a great teaching moment having my daughter on there, because I want her to know what is right and what is wrong, what is acceptable, what's not acceptable in a relationship or in any kind of friendship. Not putting hands on someone, not speaking to someone like that. So it was a very age-appropriate conversation, but also what was right versus what's wrong. And I hope she knows her worth so that she would never allow that to happen when she gets older. But unfortunately, like with the gaslighting, it's slow, it's sneaky, and it creeps up on you, and then you don't even realize you're in it. Jolie definitely wants to keep acting. So I'm like, well, maybe I won't be in all the movies that you're in. Like, I'd love to be, but she's just like, I want to do it. So yeah, we'll see. I would love to, I've heard some rumors, but I would love to do, One Tree Hill again, just to even play, Alex one more time would be so fun. But anything with Austin or, any of the cast would be super fun.